Morning, art buddies. Sorry, good afternoon, art buddies. I'm so used to streaming at 10 in the morning. I always think it's morning. It's not, it's afternoon. Actually, it's noon right now, Eastern Standard Time. Welcome, welcome, Kim In. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, Joyce. Nice to see you, ladies. Bella Grace. I have two Bella Grace magazines. And actually, I wanted to do something else this morning, but or today, I should say today. But I don't know what I was thinking. We had a surprise 70th birthday party to go to yesterday. We left the house at 4. We had an hour and a half drive to get to the location. And I don't know. I guess I thought we'd be there a couple hours and we'd be home and I'd get to relax and really think about my stream today. We didn't get home till after 11. So I was tired. I was tired when we got home and I was tired today. But it was a lovely event. I'd never been to anything like this really before, very upscale. And we got a chance to sit and visit with my husband's family, which we don't often get to do that. So we saw our brother-in-law, which we haven't seen in really, I guess, since his sister passed, which it's been a while. And two of their kids and their spouses were there. So that was nice. And of course, the birthday boy, which is my husband's cousin. So it was a very nice evening, but it was long for us. And then, of course, we had an hour and a half ride home. So all that to say is I wanted to work on a gardening journal, altered book journal that I have in mind. And I started to take pages out and work on that. But I have put that apparently in a very top secret storing place. And I have not been able to crack the code and find where that book is. So Plan B is Bella Grace. These magazines are big. The front cover is, and they're not cheap. Even old ones. I guess some of the older ones are really even more expensive. But the covers, Jacqueline, what would you say the front and back cover, or they're not 110 because they are bendy, but it's a very heavyweight cover. And I'm assuming they all have this flap on the front and the back. And the pages are not your normal, what I would think magazine pages, which are kind of glossy and a thinner. You think 90-ish? Yeah, it's a nice weight. They're more of a matte finish. They don't have a lot of shine to them, and they are weighty as well. So I think they'll be fun to work with. Now, Amity Bloom, the young gal that we've been, Jacqueline and I have really kind of been following her style and her channel. She likes to take her pages out and harvest them and use in her journals, which certainly, you could do. And it's a little bit difficult to take these apart and use them, I have to say. More similar to like a Daphne's Diary type journal. Although Daphne's is a lighter weight paper and, has a little bit of a sheen to it. So these images are pretty, but I thought it might be fun to just use one of these and create a place where I could paste in, collage, store things that I like. My favorite things. Hi, Connie. Good afternoon. Another wild goose chase. Now, certainly you could use any magazine, right? I mean, I'm not sure how the spine is going to hold up, but my first initial thoughts are I gotta glean out almost half of these pages, right? So some I'm going to fold, some I'm going to take out. Not sure they're going to tear out easily. Right before you arrived, I was trying to wait, but I have a very difficult time waiting. Let me get some of my paraphernalia moved over here. I cleaned my desk fairly well today. So I tore out this first page here because I thought it might be fun to use these letters. Um, or either clip them apart or just use it in a block somewhere else in the magazine. So I'm going to start harvesting and taking out pages. I'm going to try it first, I think, like every fifth page and see what it looks like. And if I'm really in love with a page, I'm going to leave it there. So some I'm going to fold. So some I'm going to look at and say, oh man, that might be nice in another project, and then take that out. So let me see. I could probably move my camera back. I just don't like my girls leaning in and being in the camera. So I'm trying to move that camera a little bit. So we're just going to get started. So I'm going to take off my nifty little wristlets here because I'm going to be using glue. I might be using paint. I don't know. I do have a bin over here to the side where I started to throw some things in that I would consider my favorite things. So they're just things like trim, duct tape, old book pages, ribbons, doilies. I have some pattern template type things here that I might like to trace out and use somehow. Ephemera. I put my brushes in here as a reminder to use my oxide inks because they're one of my favorite things. Just different papers, Tim Holtz stuff. This is my little tin with my postage stamps, So those kinds of things I just started to throw in there so I can just twirl in my chair and hopefully, gather some things that I can use and put in here that would be considered my favorite things. All right, I think my camera is just getting more and more crooked. All right, who else came in? Kathy Whitney. Hi, Kathy. Good afternoon. Hi, Ange. Nice to see everyone. All right, so I'm just going to jump in and start. So before you came, I did tear out this, which apparently was hooked to this front cover. And see, it's all rough. I wonder if I could sand that down a little bit. This is my little sander. I use this really for my nails. But you could use it for a lot of different things. I wonder if I could. Oh, yeah, that might work. Oh, does that noise drive you crazy? I might have a hard time getting a regular sander in there. So it's been very dreary here the last couple of days and really cold. It says in the next couple of days we might have to cover our hydrangea bush. It's going to get down to the 30s. All right, so I don't need to do this right now. It does sound like a bee. I bend this way. I thought this would tear. I'm hoping the other pages tear a little better than that. I quick had to do a nail repair before you arrived. Before I went live. So my phone was dying last night. We had an hour and a half ride to get to the party venue. I never looked at my phone. I could have plugged it in and had it charging, but no, I didn't think about that. So I'm like taking pictures and sending them to my sisters and to Jacqueline, like on a wing and a prayer. Oh my goodness. And they gathered up all the little menu things, so I don't have that to show you. But we had our dogs were afraid of the noise too, Joyce. We were gifted one and we never used it. So I know what you mean there. I'm not sure that I really have taken anything out. All right, so this page I want to come out because I think I would like to use this in another project. All right, I'm going to try to just set these pages off to the side here. So let's try my first thought. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'll come to page 5. I know I want to keep this. I don't know which would see. Oh, look, I did tear something out here. I didn't know that I had. And of course, I took my tweezers out to the other room. I should have another pair here. Let's see. So the first thing on this little menu thing we got at our tables at the party, it said appetizers and salads. So every table was getting a seafood tower to share. And then under that, there were other appetizers listed. See, already the first little thing I'm doing is like a struggle. I don't really want to cut it with a knife, but I might end up doing that. I'm hoping my spine is going to stay fairly stable. So we're trying to tell my brother-in-law, this is not working. My pages are already sliding in my way. My brother-in-law's like, no, that's not how it works. We're just, we'll get that tower. And we're like, no, you get the tower and then everybody gets to pick their own individual appetizer. He's like, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I said, okay, we'll sleep over. It was, so they bring this tower of seafood. I do have pictures. And of course, I'm still having issues with my teeth, so I'm thinking, I don't know how this is going to go. Let's see right here. So down the bottom, there's all those little I guess they were all clams. I don't know why. Some are smaller. Maybe some are oysters. So my brother-in-law hammered those pretty well. Then these shrimp, they were at least like 3 or 4 inches. Okay. Then up here, then that little bowl there's crab meat and then lobster tail. That lobster tail melted in your mouth. Of course, it was cold, and I would have rather had it a little warmed up with a little bit of butter, but it was delish. All right, so we just took out that one page, and I've taken out a page there. So let me just go. So my husband doesn't eat seafood, although I'm proud of him. He did take a taste of the lobster. And one of our niece's husbands, he doesn't do seafood either. But the rest of us hammered that pretty well. See, this might be good for like background stuff. And then we each got to pick our own appetizer. So someone got the only thing that wasn't seafood-ish was mozzarella balls with tomato and some balsamic vinegar. Hey, Peggy, good afternoon. And there's another one of those pages. Oh, I want that. Oh, I'm trying to think of other projects. See, the pages are big too, so you have to consider that. I think I'm going to take, well, I'm going to take two right next, at least not initially. Maybe I'll take this one out. Most of us got, oh, look, I ripped I ripped quite a few out of here. Oh, I don't feel as bad than using it for this project. I mean, I feel a little better about that. So my husband and I got a crab cake on top of a sweet potato. And it was just okay. The crab meat on the seafood tower was much nicer. And this crab cake, when I think of a crab cake, I think of it like dipped in some kind of breadcrumbs or something, and then pan seared or fried in a pan. This looked like it had just been formed and put on top of a big thick slab of sweet potato, which had some kind of teriyaki sauce on it. So, I mean, it wasn't bad, just was different. And then my brother-in-law got fried calamari, huge, big tray of that. One of the gals got, I'm having trouble with some of my nails. I've really worn these for quite some time now. This one I had to put back on this morning. We're liable to lose this guy during the stream. My one niece got tuna. That was real pink. Some kind of little dipping sauce. I think most of us got the crab cake. And of course, the room was full. There was probably 50 plus people. But it gave you time to relax in between each course, and have room for when the next course came. So then we had a choice between an arugula salad or a blue cheese wedge. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Nice to see you. Hi, Debbie. Good afternoon. So I'm just starting to go through this Bella Grace magazine. Now, see, that looks pretty there. Maybe I could fold that and then have a tuck spot there. I'll think about that in a minute. Oh, that's pretty. So I'm going every 5 or 6 pages and deciding whether or not I want to take that out. It's not going to take out as many pages as I think I need to. But I may glue something together. So my husband didn't like the dressings on the salad. He's a bit fussy. His first salad he ate was on our honeymoon. Oh, look. That might be a nice picture for another project. I'll take this one out. So he passed on the salad. My wedge salad was delicious. And I didn't know I was going to be able to chew it, but I did okay. I did okay on it. So that was nice. And then the entrees, it was a steakhouse. There was all kinds of steak. There was lobster tail. There was a pasta, which I got. I thought that might be easiest for me to try to chomp. Oh, look how cute that is. Let me take this one. And then we got to choose a dessert, which was a brownie sundae or a limoncello. It's a liqueur, I believe, or some kind of alcoholic beverage. Cheesecake with a strawberry sauce on top. Oh, look at that. And That's what we chose. You really didn't taste the lemon, I didn't think. But maybe my taste buds are dying. Sorry. I always do that. But it was a very nice, really a very nice evening. I said we should have, our daughter lives like right around the corner. We should have said, we're going to come camp out at your house so we don't have to drive back. But of course, we have the dog, so we need to come home anyway. Just me and Lucy. See, I'm thinking these might look really cute. Oh, look at that. And another project. I'm really trying to tug on these so they come out right, out from the sky. Look, I took something else out there. I have no idea what I took. So you can do this to any magazine. You could also cut it in half this way and glue the halves together. Dee Dee Willingham has, shown us that and done that. You could cut it in half length, long ways. No, this is an older one, Kathy. This is, let's see, issue 14. Should have a date somewhere, right? This is one I bought, which was an older one, I'm almost sure. 2018, winter 2018. Oh, really, Joyce? Well, that could be. We had it a couple of times, so that's a very good point. You might be right about that. And it could be age, Our buds are worn out. So, and I know since my dental issues, nothing is really the same for me. Oh, look how pretty. I mean, these images and all are just really. Kind of like that. Let's take this out. It's kind of boho looking, right? Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. I was trying to listen to the ball game. Of course, they played at 4 yesterday. And it's hard to listen to a ball game when your passenger likes to talk. The Ninjas of Nice. Oh, would this be a cute project for in here where you could do little watercolor things? So I think I'm going to leave that in. I come back to it. Definitely going to leave that in. Oh, I like that. Oh, look at those. See, this is like scrapbook paper, right? Double-sided. You can't decide which side you want to use and which side you want to give up. I think this would serve me better out. Oh, you had trouble with the Wi-Fi? I'm having trouble with, I think I jinxed myself. I was boasting the other day about how great my printer has been working since my son-in-law did some magic. I don't know what he did. Hey, Mama. Oh, there's Judy. Hi, Judy. It has just been working so well. Well, I bought a new digital set. I want to make a journal for a gal at church. She's turning 50. I thought it was soon, but here it turns out her birthday's not till November. And her husband had asked us about doing something for her. And I'm thinking it's like right around the corner. Here it's not till November. So anyway, I bought the digital. So I was anxious to print some of that. But I had trouble even getting the file to open. I had to unzip it, and I unzipped my other ones and they worked well. But for some reason, now my printer's saying I have to wait till my husband gets home. Oh, isn't that cool? Just a water ring. It's offline, and now it says error. I haven't been able to print since I did how terrific it was doing. I don't. Oh, look at I like that too. Morning has broken like the first morning. Okay, let's take this one. Yeah, I did that, Peggy. Yeah, that didn't help. And I unplugged it, waited the 30 seconds. That didn't do it. I'm probably will shut my computer totally down and reboot my computer. That might do it. Haven't messed with that stuff yet because I was behind, of course, getting ready today. So I'll mess with that later this afternoon because I wanted to print some other things off because they're some of my favorite things. I guess if I got a little piece of card I could put behind there and maybe use my blade. All right, I don't think I've made much. Maybe a little bit of progress. I think I need more to disappear from this area. I want those eyes to stay. I want that to stay. Let's take this one. Ugh. All my little crumblies. See, I think this would look really pretty on another project. So if I pull that, then I'm going to lose this. And they're both back to, let's just do it. Now, has anybody done this with the Bella Grace? I know several of us have magazine journals, or what did Val call it? She called it a spine journal. Now, if I leave all these pages in, I mean, it's really going to be fat by the time right? So let's take out a few more. That's a good idea, Judy. It's a very good idea. Of course, you lose the coolness of the paper. Oh, here we go. Now my cloud's saying I don't have enough storage. Oh, that might be part of my printing issue. I'll try to pull these out. I don't know why stuff like this drives me crazy. Same with the altered books. You know, you can't get that last little smidge of paper out. Of course, if you glue pages together, you don't know that they're there. So our cousin was totally surprised. His wife pulled it off. So that was fun too. was wondering what that was. It's a little new. It's a baby's head. It's a little noodle. It's the little baby's little noodle. Love that. Cover that up. I like the coloring of those pages. All right, I think I want to get rid of this one. And I might be able to use I can use some of those pages with some of those templates I have to make either envelopes or like a little file folder type thing. I got those from the back of, I think one of my Graphic 45 tablets. Now I'm kind of turning this inside out, but that's working pretty good for tearing that right down. Woo. That's more better. Now when I start folding these pages, I'm going to create some thickness too. I fully expect my spine will get all warpy, even if I work in, different areas. Like Dee Dee says, don't work straight through because then your spine will definitely warp. Boy, that would be pretty. That looks like my niece. Oh. Now, I can always pull paper pages out as I go, right? Robust. Oh, that's a good word. Robust. I'm quite robust. I'm going to take this one. And I'm going to it's so funny. Well, maybe it's not funny to you. It's funny to me because if you do this and stream, now I haven't streamed from YouTube in a while. I stream from StreamYard. It just, in my mind and experience, it's so easy. It just has been easier. So I'm not sure I don't remember YouTube that well, really. But I have a timer so I can see how long I've been on, which is helpful. And it also tells you how many people are in here, which I always find interesting. And you see the number going up and down. So I'm figuring people come in and say, nope, not sitting here watching that nonsense. Because we do, content creators, I think, in general, are concerned about their viewers' interest level and, not being bored. All right, so on the inside cover, I'm not loving this particular inside cover. So I'm thinking I might make this a pocket, but I want to cover this with something. Now, I did not pull a big piece of scrapbook paper, but I do have a couple of sheets. I really wasn't wanting to use them because, well, see, look, I'm lying to you. I did pull this scrapbook paper. This is the tablet I picked up in a in a thrift shop. And this is just single-sided, which is nice. But underneath here somewhere, I have some of my digital and some leftover digital stuff. Oops, that I might be able to collage down and use underneath that flap. So I'm just digging in here. Thanks, Ange. And trying. Now, some of my digital pages are double-sided. I'm not sure I want to use those in this case. Let's just see what I have. Now, and of course, there's the front cover to think about. So let me just pull out some of this jazz here. Got my duct taped out in case I need that for the spine. Now, I might end up using some of this single-sided paper, but I've got old book pages. For some reason, this bracelet's just making me feel itchy, 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 itchy. Whoops, my stamps jumped out of the bin. So did a couple other things. All right. These are a few of my favorite things. See, now that she's double-sided, but I'm not using this for, that might work. Let's see, hold on, let's see what else I got here. Single-sided. I don't see the little bird. Of course, I could cut that and put the little bird part there. Ooh, she says. Ooh, she says. All right, let's get these tweezers back where they belong. And I'm going to trim off my little white edge. Who's taking breaks? It's overcast here today, too. A lazy day, but I have too much to do. We had, oh, you did, Peggy. I knew you said you had to have that done. Yeah, definitely pace yourself. Because the upshot is it's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there next week. It just depends on how crazy it makes you for how long. You don't want it tracked in other places in the house. I get that, but my pace is generally, a full stop. If I'm completely honest, it is Joyce. Might be headed in our direction, but it's been quite windy again. And my husband got all his mulch down. It makes you crazy, so you want to. Oh yeah, Easter, yeah. Got all his mulch down, and I heard thunder the other night, but apparently it really. I don't get up and look out the windows. It's the middle of the night. I heard it, but I just kind of ignore it. Well, apparently it really poured. And okay, let me do a really weird thing and take a measurement. So this is 3 inches. And my length is, I'm going to come up a little short. But let me just use my cutter for this. And why it seemed like it just poured over the gutter. And all right, so I went 3 inches. Have to go this way. So he was thinking something was stuck in the gutter or the drain, the downspout thingy. But he looked, and it's not. But I mean, all that mulch is just washed out of the bed. So the Phillies are playing today and we're not that far from the stadium. They're playing today. They have a 1:05 start. All right, this is going to be close. So if I glue this here, and this is going to be fiddly because it's right on that bend. So I could really, if I bring it in a little bit, then maybe I could put some lace or something here. So that seems like a reasonable plan. Now, I think I want a brush, and I want let's do it this way. I think I will like that. I really didn't get anything good to drink. I'm out of ice. My ice is gone. I'm looking at the smaller brush, taking the water out of that. And then I need to get now I just vacuumed out here yesterday, and now I'm making another big old mess. All right, so let's get this down. And I've got matte medium in that squeeze bottle. So I'm just loving these digitals. I haven't really ever done, I've said this several times in the last couple of weeks, never really did digitals until someone, we all know who. They're probably, Jacqueline's probably doing stuff. She never sits still. She's always got to be moving. I'm going to do both sides. It seems to stick better. Huh? So I'm just going to stick this down. I hope it stays. Now, again, this magazine is not like some of the others. This has a very heavy cover. I always go to Jacqueline for my questions about paper because she's works with paper so much. She thinks the cover is about maybe a 90-pound. I know it's not 110 because 110 you really can't bend. I mean, this is flexible but sturdy. If that makes any sense. Yeah, she makes me tired. Now, I printed this on a presentation paper, so that's a little different too. It's heavier. I want to get that really close. But it does curl. I could trim this. Hey, Kel, hi. Happy Sunday. All right, let's give this a little push here. I got glue here. Now that might need some additional work. Like I could come with my sewing machine, and stitch that down. Might look nice. I think my sewing machine will go through that. Now I want to do something with this side. Uh-oh. It fall down. All right, so now I had decided I don't want to come way over here because there's a bend from the front of the book, of course. And I've got this little bit of roughness. I did sand that a little bit. Scoot this over. Now this is going to be glued down to serve as a pocket. And I trimmed this so I could have this for the flap and just use this one sheet of paper. Because if I tucked it all the way in, it's just kind of wasteful. But I want this far enough over where I don't see that. Right? So if I zhuzh this way, then I have a little bit of a gap here, but I'm thinking lace, which is also one of my favorite things. Like one of my most favorite things. So I want to mark. I got to touch I don't know how this happens. Stuff pops up on my screen. I did not even touching the mouse. So I just want to make a couple little marks here. Now this is not the ink that disappears. Thanks, Jacqueline. And, I should probably also mark in here. So I've got a little bit of a guideline. Mm-hmm. Oh, I wanted to mention this. All right. So I had said a while ago, and I put something on my, used to be community tab. They now call it a post on YouTube. And I'm going to go and meet Janet Nash. I would think most of you here, and probably most of my replayers, I would think, know Janet. And if anybody would like to send her some happy mail, I will hand deliver it. So I do have a post, but it's for an anonymous person, but it's Janet. I was thinking I should not say who it was for, but then changed my mind. So some of you, as you know, have sent or are sending things. I'm waiting for a couple of things in the mail as we speak. I'll check and get an update maybe today or later tomorrow. We leave the 17th, so the only thing is I need to have it before the 17th of April. So I talked to Janet yesterday through, messaging back and forth. So she's going to come visit me where we're staying. She thinks that would be better because she is used to traveling. And I think she'll take the train. Then we'll pick her up at the train station. I think there's a train station not too far from where we're staying. Hoxton Station. So I'm trying to think what I can take that her and I might be able to keep ourselves occupied with during her visit. So I'm very excited about this. We had planned to meet once before, but her dad at that time was real ill, and he did pass while I was there for my visit, so that didn't work out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Ange. I think it'll be really fun. All right, I'm going to press this down. She didn't really tell me that, Judy. My thought was if anybody wanted to send her anything that might be more than an envelope, weight wise, like an ounce. It's very costly to ship her something or to send her something. So, she likes a lot of different things. She does a lot of collage. I asked her what I could bring her, thinking that same exact thing, the way you're thinking, like what she might have a hard time getting a hold of, and she asked for candy corn because she's so cute. She asked for that American candy that's shaped like a cone. And I said, "You mean candy corn?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think that's it. That's it." So I'm taking her some Halloween candy corn and also some Easter candy corn. But so I don't know. I would think, any kind of fabric scraps because they would be different than what she certainly has. Um, I just think anything really. Just the fact that you think about her and you'd like to send her a little something, she would just be thrilled. I'm sure. All right, so I like that better. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting the recipes. Thank you, Peggy, for keeping me. She does like recipes. So that's true. That would be easier, and you don't have to pop anything, and I could print them off for her. That's a very good idea. Yes, she does like to crochet. Absolutely. Um, the recipe thing is really a good idea. And, I could easily print those off. So I'm thinking about packaging now and how I might take her goodies and present them to her. So, um, it'll be fun. It'll just be fun. So yeah, so we're gonna get to meet. All right, I'm gonna sit it this way for a moment. I mean, don't you just love this digital? Um, I want to give this a little bit of a rub down here. Now, if you do this, you just have to watch because if you've got glue that comes out here and then you put this down, see, I'm off a little bit there. So I think I have to do a little trim, but I'm gonna let that dry. And then I'm gonna like wipe this up a little bit here. Now, I'm just gonna go to a different spot. You go all the way to the back. So I'm thinking I would like to use this to wrap around. Now this is going to get, chunkier. So I want to keep that in mind. So I'm going to put this on my scoreboard and go out an inch and a half or so. And score that so that I can use that for, look, you can see how far off I am there too. But see, I'm going to cover that up. So, all right, what are we congratulating Angie for? I missed it. I've got one message there that's not showing. What is my ambient? Oh, her eye drops. She's coming down the home stretch. All right, I have my little tool here, but sometimes I just like to use, a dotter. So let's see if I put that there. That might be a little too deep. That's an inch. That's only all right. Well, I'm gonna this harder stuff. It's hard to. That's really deep, Laura. Maybe I'll give myself a couple different ones, and then I could bend them as needed. Jacqueline likes calico critters. I mean, a little ATC, that you've made, that she could have something made by one of the girls, that she knows through her art. I think she would like that. So this is a good fit right now, like that. See, and then I can bend this further as I build stuff. Today's oh, that's excellent, Anne. Very good. Very good. Good job. All right. So I was thinking I'd like to put something here and, of course, cover this up. I want to keep the words Bella Grace. So this is where I got off a little bit because that's where it bends. And then, of course, I'm a little short there because I didn't zhuzh it over. Now, when I was gathering my favorite things, I was thinking, oh, I had something in mind to put right there. I think it was a piece of maybe old book paper. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now here there's this. That might be annoying. Hey, there's our girl Shannon. Shannon, when is a good time for me to get a hold of you? Say maybe sometime tomorrow. Hey, Sherry, hi. Shannon, maybe tomorrow. Oh, do you stream tomorrow live, Shannon? I've seen some stuff and seen you pop on, and I thought, yeah, well, now's not a good time. I want to chat with you. You're not in trouble. I just want to chat with you about, our dental things. Tomorrow evening, and we're on the same time zone, right? All right, I'll send you a message first, and then maybe I could just call you and we could chat live. Might be easier than all the other rigmarole, Just an idea. All right, so let's tear some of this. I'm not too worried about, what the words say. I'm just wanting to cover that. Sounds good? Okay, kid. Now I just have to hope I don't fall asleep. All right, let me fold this back in. So kind of get that out of my way. I'm really a little hesitant to. Okay, Sherry's doing laundry. All right, kid. Could really put that on him. Boy, I really got off. It's the dark cover. It was hard to see. Really. I'll blame it on that. I'll blame it on that dark cover. Of course, it doesn't look dark now, does it? It looks white. All right, so that can go there. Let's see what other little treasures I have. I know I have some of Jacqueline's dyed papers and stuff. Let's see, what else might I like on this cover? No, I want something smaller. Of course, I could use stuff I got out of the magazine itself. So I'm just digging through stuff that I put. Oh, that's pretty. in my little bin here, my favorite things. Maybe I could do that and wrap it around the spine. Or that's silly scissors for that. Let's get these. So my husband's cousin and his wife, they travel quite a bit. And for years, they've been saying to my husband, "Hey, Brenda, hi, how have you been? You do?" Oh, she did? Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I can see where Diane would be like in Bella Grace. Okay, Judy. She's going to get some, she's going to go a little snacky snack, a little snacky, a little, no, it's a nippy nap and a little snicky snack. I don't know. Yeah, Diane does awesome stuff. Her sense of putting things together is, well, Kathy Berg's pretty good. Pretty good at it too, I might say. Sometimes it's just hard to make the decision. Oh, I should have probably inked that. Make the decision to actually take it apart, you know? Got a little bit of a slippy slide going on there. You're welcome, Kathy, but it's true. If anybody ever watched your channel, you girls can put in your channels, or Jacqueline, if you can grab a couple of links. Kel's here, Peggy. I got to check on Gail. I haven't talked to Gail. I meant to do that last week and I didn't do it. She was not feeling the best. I don't know if she fell or something happened. And I haven't seen her. All right, I'm making a mess here. I wonder if I trim out the top. There you go. That would be a good title, though, Brenda. That would be a good name. Yeah, I think when I chose my business name, my small little almost non-existent business name, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, I didn't know what I was doing, first of all. That's first of all. Definitely don't have any kind of smarts in, marketing. And I use the word thyme spelled like the spice. Why? I don't do anything with spices. It's crazy. But that didn't occur to me back then. All right, I'm trimming some of this out just because I think it would be more interesting. Thanks, Peggy. And I'm thinking I'd like to, I can cover up her little face. It's all right. Bend that around. All right, so I'm going to crease this. And I wanted something that covered a lot of different things, like in arting or crafting. So I use time to be created. Well, I don't create with spices. I mean, it's just silly. I don't know why I picked that. I had one guy ask me, something about spices. Oh, do you dry spices? I'm like, no, but that would be a great idea. Oh dear. Oh yeah, we have Shannon in here. Yeah, that's great, great. All right, see, so I'm going to just glue this down here, and of course I want that tucked away. I want to cover that hole. All right. So I think that will look cute. So this is another digital that I purchased. Now I want to make sure, I want to glue this down, I think first, so I get it over far enough. Where's my little brush? And so really, if anybody saw the word time to be creative, what would that tell you? It wouldn't really tell you anything, would it? Yeah, well, I don't really think I should change it, but my Etsy shop is just not very popular. I've had it for quite a while, and it's just, I don't advertise either, but I just don't think it's a good name. Of course, I don't do just one thing either. Thanks, Peggy. Um, of course, I am leaning more towards doing a lot of journal stuff lately. Brenda says I need to find the Ziploc bag that has my nuts and bolts still unpacking so I can be, yes, for mermaid. Oh, what's mermaid? Oh, there goes the phone. Hubs is home, so that's good. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on my spine here. I'll close this one up. And I'll add some additional down there because that's looking a little dry. A little dry. And I get not over anxious. I hate to wait. I hate to wait for anything. But I should really just hold this down for a minute. Mermaid is drawing a mermaid a day for, oh, Brenda. Who does that? Is that a Jane Davenport thing? Thank you, Peggy. I don't think I have glow. You go live on Friday. Oh, do you, Shannon? I didn't realize you did Friday night. Are you still doing your afternoon? I usually would catch you one of the weekdays in the afternoon. I don't know if that's a Monday or Monday. Okay, let's add some more glue here. Now, on the back of this particular journal, this particular magazine, Bella Grace, it's from 2018. It says, "We believe an ordinary life can be extraordinary. There is beauty in imperfection, and that magic can be found in the everyday." So I'm going to leave that little quote. It's always more difficult trying to glue around a bend, right? course, if you leave it sit, you've got a better shot at it staying glued down. But, when you're streaming live, you hate to make people sit and watch, glue dry. Oh, you're not? Okay, Shannon, that's good to know. All right, thanks. Yeah, but she's got to get ready for Yahtzee, Ange. All right, Judy's back. Hot tea and fresh peanut butter cookies. Your son made your tea and cookies. Oh, that is nice. I was going to say, it's a good thing I don't bake because I would eat much more than I should. Now, this may not be real durable because, I'm going to be opening up that. That was really silly. I really need to leave that dry well, or that's going to move, right? All right, so I also put in my little supply tub of favorite things, my inker. Of course, you really want to ink before you glue stuff down, but sometimes just, it doesn't work that way because you're not paying really good attention or whatever, So, and this is still damp too. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I do have my little brushes here. Maybe I could kind of get my gathered twig here. Kind of do the next best thing. I'll just take and smudge a little bit of this around the edges. Then I'm going to have a look at some more of my things. Hi, Jazzy. What is she? She's not coming in. She's chatting through you. Silly girls. All right, let's see. Oh, napkins. Yeah, I love napkins. Let's see. Here's some more digitals. Let's see what else we can find. I can do some more stuff on the back cover. These are cute. I like these. These are a few of my favorite things. Little journaling cards. Okay, let's flip it over. That's upside down. That's it upside down. Round and round. I like this kind of a look, where you got the French words, and maybe I'll tear this. Tear it. Maybe a little bit more off the bottom. Oh, she is. Yeah, I wish there was a way that we could talk and chat while we're watching on the big TV. It's her birthday today. Oh, okay. Let's sing happy birthday real quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jessie. Hope you have a great day for your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Oh, that's nice having a visit from her son and her grandson. Woohoo! Let's tear some of this. Let's do this. All right, now I gotta find my inker. I threw it in here. There's that. And here we go. I wonder how my glue stick would work. If this is not super slick, but it's got a little bit of, it's not as matte of a finish as the pages inside. I have thought about that, Joyce, and my husband's a nice guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a great guy, he really is. But he's already like, because I want to take my bonus grandbabies, these big puppy stuffed animal things, and I'm just gonna flatten them down, take all the air out of the bag. It'll be fine. It really will work out fine. But I thought, oh my gosh, if he sees me packing dog bones, he's gonna be like, what? But see, he doesn't understand because he doesn't visit Janet and Freddie. So probably gonna buy a dog bone. I guess he likes, I know he likes treats, but he probably likes dog bones too, right? All dogs like to chew, right? We're thinking about taking him a bone. I want most of my suitcase to be filled with things I'm taking for people. So, if it's in your packed suitcase, I mean, it's just like a dog treat, that shouldn't be a problem, right? I guess I should look it up. Yeah, I could buy the bones there. Peggy, you're so sensible. It's not like Freddie's going to know the difference. Like, he's not going to be telling his buddies, hey, I got a bone from the USA and it was delish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but is a dog bone considered, like a dog, but not like a meat bone, like, yeah, I'm going to Britain, eh? Yeah, I am. And France and Switzerland and Germany probably too. Um, yeah. Kathy Berg, there you go. Yeah, it is edible, but not by a human. A dog toy. There you go. That's a good idea. Now, what would the Fredster like? He's a big old boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, guess I gotta put a trip to Five Below on my list. Dog toy is perfect. Excellent. See, great minds. All right. Okay, so what am I doing here? Oh, I'm gluing. Gluing. You know what I was thinking? I want to maybe put some of that duct tape around. It's blue, but I think it might look kind of coolish. Kind of coolish. So let's get this out. Let's unwrap this baby. All right. Shannon says she dreamt she was traveling to Portugal and France, and she was a teen. Wow, Portugal, huh? Yeah, we're gonna visit my bonus son who lives in Nottingham. We're gonna be in Greater London for 3 days, and then my bonus son in Nottingham, and Then from there, we're going to fly into Basel. We're staying in Basel, but right where we're staying, all those countries. Her dog is like, he needs a blanket. I'm sure he has a blanket. Um, Gosh, if I would have thought sooner, I could have made him a blanket. Anyway, um, where we're staying, it's the Switzerland, Germany, and France are all, within, I'll say, 15 to 30 minutes of each other, given the different direction. So there's a couple places in France I want to take my husband, Eckesheim and Colmar. And I think, they'll still be, Eckersheim may not be as, he might not care for that so much because I have been there 3 times, but it's always been during Christmas. And so everything's decorated and the Christmas markets and stuff. So I've never been in the spring, but Colmar has a lot of different shops and it's the Alsace region. So there's definitely a lot of charm, shall we say. So I think I'm just gonna do it. Because I think I want this on top of this. So that's why I did that. Oh, that's an idea too. Yeah. I was looking at some things for Janet and I thought, oh, I wonder if she would want something with a USA flag on it. Maybe not. Or a handkerchief. How about a cloth handkerchief for Freddie? That's an idea. Like when our Pooch comes back from the groomer, she's always got a little piece of fabric tied around her neck, for a little bandana. Yeah, bandana. All right. Going to try the glue stick on this one. So our cousin's wife said to us last night, "Are you packed?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Well, you better start thinking about it." I said, "Well, I've been thinking about it. I just haven't done any of it." Uh, yeah, that's a good idea too, Ange. I could root through my stash. I'm really not taking that many clothes. I'm going to take clothes that interact with each other well. And every place we're staying, I've said this before, we have a washer and a dryer. So we're doing laundry. Because I not only want to take stuff, I want to bring stuff back. There's a lump of glue there. That was not good, Laura. So, yeah, I think we're less than 12 days out. I didn't check today. It might be, I don't know, 12 or 11 maybe. All about layering, yes. Our one nephew was saying when he travels, are you okay? Are you ready for this? Oh gosh, how old is he? I mean, he's got 3 kids that are in their 20s. So, this guy's in his mid to late 40s. Okay. God love him. How cute. When I travel, I take at least 12 outfits. Okay. His wife's just rolling her eyes. 4 pairs of shoes. He said I have to have at least a dozen underwear. I am Ange Shanks, honey. Um, Socks. I don't know how many. I'm like, we're like, really? I mean, and Ron's cousin and his wife, that, like I said, they travel a lot. Anywhere they go, they just take a carry-on. They went to Egypt. They took a carry-on. That's it. Boom, done. That's a way to do it. Okay, so now I think I need something here. Maybe I'll trim out this daisy. So this could be a lifelong project here because there's so many pages inside. But I can start collecting things that I really like and just throw them in the little pocket. Like I didn't glue that pocket down yet, but I will. Could just throw things in there. And then when I feel like working in here, I just have a plethora of favorite things. Yeah, so our cousin he's like, I'm so excited that you're going. You're going to have such a great time. I can't wait to see my bonus son. It's been a while. And his little girls. Oh my gosh, giggling little girls. I can't wait. Can't wait. So tomorrow I have an appointment to get my hair spruced up. And I'm going to do real acrylic nails for the trip. So I don't have to be, if I have a nail, I won't have a nail pop off. I don't want to deal with that while I'm on vacation. They stay on pretty well, but you can't run around town with purple hair and then have a nail fall off. I mean, that just won't do. It's a made up term, Ange, that I made up. It's a young man that came into my life and we got very close. He's like a son to me. He calls me mama. He gave his first daughter my name as her middle name, which was something he promised to do. He lived with us for 3 years when he went to school in the United States. So he was too old to adopt. So I just call him my bonus son. And my bonus grandbabies. I mean, when he lived with us for 3 years, he went everywhere with us. He got to know my entire family, and 8 of us traveled in 2015 for his wedding when he got married. We went. So, he did Christmas with us and Thanksgiving. He was just a part of the family for 3 years. So, you know, we tried to talk him into staying, but he wasn't having it. He missed his friends. I like the stem. This is probably not the best idea, but all right, where's my little... Yes, isn't that the truth, Peggy? I had some health issues when he was living with us, and I told him what was going on. Gosh, he cried harder than my own kids. He's just an amazing young man. He really is. Ah, okay. Now I had pulled out, I don't know how big this piece is. Of course, there's this. No, I'm not finding it in my tub. My little tubby tub. No, I tossed it in here. I'm thinking maybe a piece of this. I don't know. I threw a piece of like gathered. Here we go. Almost looks like a wedding dress type lace. This may not be a good idea, but let's see. Yeah, it's too wide, I think. I was thinking something here, but I pulled out everything that's wide. That won't really wrap around very well. That covers up everything. Okay, so that's a no-go. I need something more narrow if I'm going to do it. Same with this. Of course, this I can see through. That might be okay. I could put it that way maybe and wrap it. Oh, oh, Judy, don't make me cry. Oh, thank you, Judy. I love you too. Kisses to my Judy. I love to read stories. I would like to read a story. Okay, I'm thinking I might like to do that. Hmm. All right, I lost my lid. I lost my lid. All right, so I want to trim this right where that little rinky dinky dink here. If we can go like that. It probably would be better if I glue this down first. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac, and I'm just going to put the glue, at least initially. Let's see, maybe a dot on the flower and on the little scalloped edge, and I can press them down. And then once that stabilizes, I can wrap the pink around the other side. And it really, push comes to shove, I don't like it, I could trim it. I could trim that off and use it somewhere else. So let's make sure I've got, yep, that's face side up. All right, so here we go with our Fabri-Tac. It's a little dot. We used to watch Harry Potter together and just, oh, we enjoyed those movies so much. Just relax, laying on the couch, me in my comfy chair. I don't know. I think in general, the British people are a little more, he's more American. He's warm and fuzzy. Like his mom was not warm and is not warm and fuzzy. She's a nice lady, and as he's gotten older, he's um, improved his relationship with her. I'm sure there was some forgiveness involved, but he's got stories, and they're proper. They're proper, and he got exposed to warm and fuzzy when he lived with us. Well, not from my husband. He's not necessarily warm and fuzzy either. Okay. I'll have to have a little trim down there. So at this point, the cover's not too overdone, just a couple of little things, but I'm liking it. I can certainly add to it. Yes, exactly, Kathy. Yes. All right, so I need to trim this. And these little scissors, I think, are maybe the best way to do that. Now, it's going to maybe look a little crooked, but no, I got plenty of over. He would accept it. He would accept it very well, but he's very logical. He reminds you more of a Mr. Spock. Oh, maybe I should do it this way. Let's open it up this way. Especially when he was younger, he even kind of looked like Mr. Spock. Dark hair, tall, lanky. I'm way off. I should have put this on the cutter. I don't think I can. Okay. All right. Shannon, I hope to catch up with you tomorrow evening. See, that'll never do. I'm just not happy about that. Let's see if I can, because it's it's attached to the whole magazine still. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Let's see if I've got enough wiggle room to slide this in and give that a proper trim. I don't know why I get so anal about stuff like this, but it really drives me. So that worked out, I think, pretty well. We'll see. I hope it's not short on the other side. Whew. Okay. Now I've got a little bit down here that I think I need to address at some point. Don't know that that has to be today, but let me take my inker and make that edge. And then I'm going to put my glue in here and get a couple of clamps here. So I can get a real good stick on my inside cover pocket. So of course this is a work in progress, but aren't they all, right? Now that's going to interfere with that, but I'm going to just clip it anyway for right now. My left hand just doesn't have the strength. I did put glue there, right? I think I did. Oh, geez, I don't even remember. That's so sad. I put a little piece of this down here. Oh, I wanted to put fabric or something down there too, right? Yeah, fancy schmancy. This still feels cool. So that means it's still wet, right? Thanks, Ange. So this is going to come over this away when I give that time to dry. All right, so now I'm thinking I can kind of leave that propped. And I'm thinking I want to just go through and see what pages I might like to fold for pockets. For some reason, I think a pocket this way is harder to get into. Maybe this way is better. Maybe it's just because I'm right-handed. But I don't know that I want pockets all just on one side. Now somebody, where they tore here and flipped this up and made a pocket. Who does that, Peggy? Somebody does that. I've seen it. Now this is the bottom of this, which, well, I could cover it with something too, couldn't I? Where do I have? All right, if I put it might be Amity Bloom that does it. That's not thin enough. I need something thin to use as a guide to put in here to tear against. I wonder if I could just hold it. I'm sure I just get one. Now I want to maybe trim a little bit of that out, right? So it, hold on, I'm digging for a longer pair of scissors. This is where I need, oh gosh, I can see Rosemary Morris's big old scissors. When I fold them diagonal, I don't ever seem to get the kind of pocket I want. I know it's me. It's my brain. It's my brain. Look at the puppy. I'm assuming this is what you mean. Fold it diagonal like this. I've really got it tucked in there, which I kind of like. I could really glue that and I could tuck something there. I like that. I'm not really going to see much of it. If I do this, this could be a long pocket for a tag. Let's cut a little divot. Wait a minute. Let's clip this so it doesn't flop in my face. So if I do that, so I want a little divot there. I'm going to use just the end of my, I think. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. So now, this is where my bull in a china shop's coming in here. I need to get that out. I need to pull this stuff out. All right, now where's my inker, re-inker? There's my blender right here. All right. Judy says, Peggy, I took a legal size file folder and stitched the edges shut. Then I found 4 pieces of decorative paper and covered the outside and made a flap closure. I put pleats on each side. Oh, that sounds pretty. I'd like to have a look at that, Judy. All right, so let's ink this. Now I could stitch this. I could put this on my machine. I could hand stitch, right? Be a little fiddly, but I think I could do it. I think I could. I think I could. Now, also thinking it might be fun to stencil down the style. Oh, that's your bill. I got you, Judy. Okay, honey. Oh, I see what you're saying. That is fancy. All right, let's get this back side. I just took file folders and I folded strips of paper in half, like an inch piece. I folded it in half. This is just to let you know I do things incorrectly privately and when we're all together, just so you know. All right, I'm going to open this up flat now. Let me find a stencil. And I would pull it out, but it's stuffed with things and it's sitting here to my right. So when I went to put some, like I have offcuts, as we all do, from some of my digitals, but I didn't want to just shove them anywhere. I wanted to keep them right here where I work, where if I want one, I can easily pull it out and look through them. So I have all these file folders that my sister had given me. So I took that, put them to pamphlet stitched them together, put my little folded strips between 2 to make a like a gusseted pocket. But I only did an inch and then folded it in half. First sheet of paper I put in, I busted the whole thing open. Yep. I'm like, Lori, you know you need a bigger gusset than that. So then I took like a 3-inch strip of Amazon a packing bag, and did several folds. And here, I can take a picture. It's right here. I can take a picture with my phone. I mean, it's not pretty, but it works. And you can buy folders like that, but see, I've got all these file folders. I didn't want to buy one. See, and then I've got Jacqueline's paper up there and then little bits, and I've got a pocket in the front. So just using what I have laying around, right? Okay, stencil. I'm looking for a stencil. I'm talking myself out of remembering what I'm looking for. So I am working on some journals to get them finished and hopefully get them in my Etsy shop. It's just so I put off listing them for so long because it's so tedious to me to list. Well, where's that one I like? Oh, I like this one. Let's do this. Let's do this one. Because I just love it. I just love this so much. All right, so we've got blue, we've got a little bit of purple. So let's get out shaded lilac. Is that I think that might be no, that's too light. That's too light. I want the other one. All right, let's get out the blueprint sketch. Maybe it's raspberry. Okay, Cal. Girls rule, boys drool. Don't forget. velvet, peeled paint, seedless. That's the one I'm looking for. Seedless, seedless, seedless. Let's do a green. Let's do a peeled paint. Boop, paint. Boop, 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 boop. Now I could put Happy Mail in here, little note cards that somebody might send me, stamps, pieces of packaging. You get stuff from Mary and the packaging is decorated and you're like, oh, it's so cute. I don't want to throw it out, but what do I do with it? I could put it in here. Yes, I could. All right, so this is not going to be, perfection here. I'm just going to lay this and I'm going to try to first, it fits pretty well right in that spot. I'm just going to at first try to hit where the green is, the leaves. Let's see if we can have a go. There's a leaf, there's a leaf. So a little bit of leaf and some leaves there. Oh, that's a leaf. Different shaped leaf. Kind of threw me off there for a minute. Here's some leaves in there. I could do a better job if I had a smaller brush, but it'll work. It'll be fine. Oh, look, here's one. Now I'm going to make purple and blue flowers, I think. There's little those little flowers. I think I'm not going to worry about that so much. I think I'm going to just scoot over top of the rest of it. Now let's have a little peek. Oh, yes, please. All right, so let's put that back and let's do some blue. Now the blueprint sketch is a dark blue. But I'm okay with that. Let's do these small ones. See, I just changed my mind mid-project. Always like to peek. Yes, I love the stencil. All right, so cover her back up. Boop, boop. And then let's get out. Now these are all my Distress Oxides. This is seedless. Put this back and get out my purple brush. Now, you may not want to use your Bella Grace this way, and that's fine. Oops, look, there's a blue. I missed it. But you may have some other magazines that are just sitting around and you're not really using them. You take a few pages out. Look, there's a green leaf. Just leave all these babies open more. Boop. Let's try that again. Okay, get in there for the green. Now we could even do one better. See, I just did a little bit. And I could pull out my mahogany. That's one thing I would suggest. If you're thinking about buying these, they can be pricey. You might not have the money to buy the whole set. So if you want to get a couple of colors, get your favorites or the colors that you use the most in your projects and get a couple that work together. So I'm just tipping the edges a little bit here. There might be a better way to do this. It's definitely a smaller, and I could fiddle around with a piece of cotton swab, I think. It just gives it another little dimension. I could have started out with a lighter blue as well. And then we could get really carried away and come in here with a marker or a Sharpie pen or a paint pen of some kind and do some little doodles, little doodles. And I have the lower half to do as well. So that's pretty good for me. I think that'll work. So now I want to fashion this down here where it kind of works together. So it's not going to be an exact fit, but that might not look too bad if I just do that. I can't tell you how many times I have confused my brushes and dipped them in the wrong color. So then I just rub them off on a baby wipe. Oops, I don't want to go up too far because I don't want to mess up my other stenciling. Just where I see the newsprint, kind of, the magazine print. I'm sure you could do this with watercolor too, right? Or crayons or some color pencils, watercolor pencils, and then approach it differently. Now we've got these little ones that we did blue. This little brush is so easy though. And mine are basically all this. I have one set where there's different sizes, but I use that with my browns. That way I have different sizes if I need them. But these colored ones, I just have one for each like color group. And it works out okay. I mean, I don't do this 24/7, you know, so. I could too, just deeper of the purple, but just put it on a little heavier. That would work too. A stencil like this, it's pretty easy to line up if you get off or if you change your mind and you want to add a different color or go back in and hit those little leaves. All right, now I'm thinking I want to put maybe one here. Am I driving you crazy? Oh, that's the dark. Stir on the edge. Oop. No, I don't like that. That's hard though when you're coming up against the edge of your page. Might have to throw a couple of leaves in there, see if I can camouflage it. And still leaving a straight edge. I'm gonna bend it. Go like that. All right. I like that okay. Now, you could do a lot of different things, right? And this is, you know, got to keep in mind it's a journal. So you may not want to, depending on how you want to use the journal, you may not want to put a lot of things that would be bumpy, but you could come back in here and put little flat backs, in the center. You could take a white pen and, oh, that doesn't show up good. You could do silver. Maybe I'll do something on top. Maybe my Wink of Stella. Ooh, there's an idea. If I put the white there and let it dry, maybe that would show the Wink of Stella a little brighter. And you could come in with, see what else I have here. I wonder how this would work. This is a zebra. Oh no, I don't want that. I don't think a fountain pen would work in this particular case. Hey, Mrs. Gigi, how are you? How's your Sunday going? Are you getting dinner ready? Let's see. Oh, this is the black like that white pen. I think I bought a set of these for my bonus daughter-in-law, but I wonder where I put those. Let's see. This looks like I don't think I used this that much. This looks like, there goes the cutter. This looks like I don't have much in there. Let's see. Now, if you're going to doodle, once you start, you're kind of like, kind of locked in a little bit. So let's just do the little ones. These little blues. And you don't have to be real neat unless it freaks you out. You'll want to be neat. I didn't do white in the center of that one. It's 8 p.m. here and we need to, for work tomorrow. So bedtime soon for you. Got to get that. Yes. Maybe that's my problem. I don't get enough beauty sleep. Always thinking it's about dinner time, but I was way off. Getting up at 4:30. You're on Jacqueline's time frame. She's always up real early. How am I doing? Okay. I'm assuming that maybe Tanya is still traveling and maybe Lisa will be on today. But I did not check. So it just kind of helps that maybe you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it that well. Let's see. These pens are really great though. I do got to give those a shout out. It's the Uniball Signo UM153. They're really nice pens. Now, see, my Wink of Stella is usually right here. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see, it's one. I don't want the clear. That's clear. I think I want the gold or the silver. Silver. A second clear. Of course, I'm getting hungry. Silver and gold, silver and gold. Let's give it a little shake, 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 shake. This may not do what I want it to do. No, it's kind of blending in. Now I'm going to make this a pocket, so I could really come back and put little stones on there. I don't think it would hurt anything too much. Now I could take my clear Wink of Stella and brush that on a few of these little petals. That'll give it a little bit of a glittery shimmer, which I like. I love the Wink of Stella. Wink O Stella. So my sister's son a while ago started dating a gal who was 6 months pregnant. Veronica. She's a lovely gal. We just love her. She's so cute, down to earth, fun to be around. Now, this is the silver. Let's see how that looks. Now, I didn't do anything, the pink center. Anyway, she had her baby a little while back. Gosh, how old is she? She's, I don't know, I'm guessing. I'm going to say 5 or 6 months old. When do they start sitting up? She's just sitting up. And her name is Stella. She was like 5 or 6 pounds. Oh my gosh, there's nothing to her. Well, she has really starting to grow really nice and filling out. She's sitting up, she's doing really well. So I guess it was Veronica's mom and her took her somewhere where she could pet and see rabbits and chicks. They've got a little video. Stella's got a hold of this one chick. Veronica said, "Oh my gosh, we thought she was going to kill us." She kept grabbing that. She was not afraid of them at all. It's so cute. She kept grabbing that rabbit by his ears. He's probably thinking, "I'm not going to get out of this alive." I'm I'm thinking it might be fun to do like little circles in here. Just depends on how involved you really want to get. I wonder how it would look. Let's just do one. I'll just do this flower. Doodling certainly is not my strong suit. All right, so if I did that, then maybe if I go over here, I hope the Phillies are doing better today. They lost yesterday. I know you can't win them all. Maybe I'll do stripes. Bye, Kathy. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. You have a great day. Let's do stripes. Now this is going to be in the back side of my pouch. And so that looks cute. Maybe I'll sit while I'm watching the ball game and finish that up. So what's going to happen is once I get those doodled up the way I want, I'm going to glue my outer edges here. And this is going to be a pocket for a long tag. All right. So let's unclip this. I bent my page. We're going to unclip this. I'm going to trim the bottom of this page. I'm going to trim my lace here. Everybody wants to jump into the pool. Man, I just really don't cut very well. All right, now this could be a little bit fiddly, but I'm gonna try to get my Fabri-Tac glue on the very edge of this piece of lace. And then I'm going to say good day. And I'm going to go grab some lunch, get in my comfy chair, and put on the ball game. I'm going to pull that snug. Snug is a bug in a rug. Now I should really leave this sit and dry a little bit because it's porous, so that glue comes through. So I'll be able to store little gems in here that I want to use in the book. So I think that's it for me today, dear friends. Thank you for coming in and spending your Sunday early afternoon with me. I'm loving this pocket. Really, I am. I got to get some more paper printed. Some more of my digitals. So I trimmed that out, wrapped it around the spine, used a little duct tape that I was gifted, another digital that I trimmed out, and just really some collage type work back here. Took out a lot of pages. Folded this one up. I didn't glue this yet, but this will be glued down for a pocket. I'll put something decorative there and probably, who knows, maybe paint up there. Did a diagonal. Didn't glue that yet either. And then we were just working on this folded page, which will be a long pocket. This has to get glued down, but I'm going to doodle some more. I'm going to doodle some more there. I'll take that in with me to the comfy chair. So this is just something you could do with any magazine, really. I chose the Bella Grace because the images are so pretty and because the pages are nice and heavy and they're not slick, These are sturdy. These are sturdy pages. But some of these I think I'm going to use like my template. See, I can make this as a little file folder. This was, I think, on the back of a Graphic 45 tablet. So I will cut this out and make like a little file folder, and I could store some things in this and then also tuck that kind of thing in my pockets throughout this storage work on journal. There'll be a lot more pockets to be made for sure. So I am going to say, enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time, I will see you Tuesday evening, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you get a chance, pop in and say hi and maybe hang out for a bit on Tuesday evening. Thank you, Judy. Hey, there's Janet. Hi, Janet. I'm just ready to get off. Hope you have a good day, Janet. It's nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. So I'll see you all soon. Don't forget, take time to be creative. Enjoy the journey. Until next time. Bye-bye for now.